All right, this tutorial is all things 3D brush. This is the OG. Everyone typically starts out with this brush. I did, but now we have so many other ones. You may not have this brush. So if you don't, let's talk about it. You have a nice rounded end and a pointed end. You can do anything with this brush. You can highlight, you can pinch for contour, you can highlight and do your detail work here, or you can even contour. You can do anything with this brush. So let me show you how to use it. So I'm gonna start as usual with my highlight color. So just like any other brush that I'm using, I am just going to stipple it on. This gives a medium coverage, and it is actually a really nice blending brush the way the bristles are on this end. So there is my highlight. I can flip it over to get in this area here, or I can keep going with the same end, either one, but it really does good getting right at that inner corner. So I flip and stipple. I don't really stipple with this end. I usually just, if I'm gonna use that end, I just apply product with that end. So same thing, let's put it across the forehead and down the nose. Now, I will use the little end for my brightener if you have one. I put that middle here, middle and middle, but I do turn it back around and blend in with this fluffy end. And you guys, it's so soft. It really is a nice brush end. I like it. Okay, now contour. Just like the blush bronzer brush, you are gonna wanna pinch the end of this to do this contour. I pinch it and feather it up. Now, if you don't pinch it and you feather it up, it's gonna be a little bit wider of a contour, but you can clean it up. So that's why I like to pinch it and then feather it on, just so it's not as wide. And then pinch and then throw that on. Now, same thing as all of the other brushes, blend upwards, circular motions, whatever works for you. Stipple it on, all the things. Just don't pull down, right? So blend up, blend up. And then whatever's left over, I usually throw that. Okay, if I'm gonna do bronzer, I'll use this end for everything. This really only is for that inner corner, or that's all I use it for. Now there are tons of artists that use this to highlight, this to contour, or vice versa. This to highlight, this to contour. But I only use this end right here, you guys. Right in the inner corner. Now, let's talk bronzer. Big end and stamp. And then blend. Blend. And whatever's left. Okay, for our lip and cheek color, as usual, you guys know, I do it with my finger. Same thing, because this end is so big, if you just stamp it right on from the palette to your face, it might get in some areas that you do not want it to. So that's why I like to apply directly to the face. And I like to keep my blush towards the outer portion of my face to keep everything nice and bright. Now, I'm going to use this guy just to blend. Although I could keep going with the 3D brush, I think this perfector, you guys, it just makes a huge difference, I think. Especially if there's anything right here creasing under the eyes. Like, it just makes a big difference. So once I have that blended, the final step is illuminator. Again, I do it with my finger. And there we go. That is it. So again, this is more of a medium coverage brush. If I were using this brush, say with the blush bronzer to blend, I would use this brush for my highlight, pinch for my contour, and then I would use the blush bronzer brush for the blush, the bronzer, the blending, the setting powder, all the things. So that's typically standard for me. If I use two brushes, that first brush is only for highlighting and contouring, but you can do anything with one brush. So this is how you use the 3D brush start to finish for your hack. If you have any questions about this brush, drop them below. If you have another use for this brush, share. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions about the 3D brush.